Good Monday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Monday. We have the truth of the day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and in today's entertainment spotlight, you being part of my conversation with recording artist Jones Monroe. Enjoy today's program. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Monday headlines. In Mississippi news, 53,578 Jackson State fans packed Veterans Memorial Stadium on Saturday and saw the Tigers win 28-7 over Alabama State. That's the largest homecoming crowd in JSU history. JSU alums were happy to be back home after not having an in-person homecoming in 2020. In national news, Bill Clinton was released Sunday from the Southern California hospital where he had been treated for an infection and will head home to New York to continue his recovery, a spokesman said. The former president left the University of California Irvine Medical Center around 8 a.m. with Hillary Clinton on his arm, dressed in jeans and a sports coat and wearing a face mask. He made his way out of the hospital slowly and stopped to shake hands with doctors and nurses lined up on the sidewalk. He gave a thumbs up when a reporter asked how he was feeling, and he and Hillary Clinton then boarded a black SUV. They departed in a motorcade, escorted by the California Highway Patrol, and headed to the airport. Bill Clinton's fever and white blood cell count are normalized, and he will return home to New York to finish his course of antibiotics, the doctor said in a statement shared on Twitter by a Clinton spokesman. Clinton, 75, was admitted Tuesday to the hospital southeast of Los Angeles with an infection unrelated to COVID-19. He plans to continue his recovery at his home in New York. Hillary Clinton had been with her husband at the hospital and was accompanied there Saturday by their daughter Chelsea. President Joe Biden said Friday night that he had spoken to Bill Clinton and the former president sends his best. He's doing fine, he really is, Biden said during remarks at the University of Connecticut. In more national news, in trial over Aubrey's death, racial reckoning looms large. Jury selection in the murder trial of the McMichaels and William Roddy Bryan, a neighbor who joined the pursuit against Ahmaud Arbery and took the video, is scheduled to begin today. For many, it's not just the three white defendants on trial, but rather a justice system that allowed them to remain free for weeks after they pursued and killed the black man. Local activists planned a weekend rally at the Glenn County Courthouse in Brunswick, a working-class port city 70 miles south of Savannah, in a car caravan through the neighborhood where Arbery was slain. Arbery's death on February 23, 2020, later became part of the broader reckoning on racial injustice in the criminal legal system after a string of fatal encounters between black people and police. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Rayshard Brooks, among others. Akeem Baker, a close friend of Arbery's, still takes runs on the 23rd day of each month for a distance of exactly 2.23 miles to keep his memory alive. The McMichaels and Bryan are charged with 9 counts each, including malice murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, and other crimes. In more national news, Fauci dismayed by Texas' move to ban mandates. Dr. Anthony Fauci is saying Sunday that it is really unfortunate that Governor Greg Abbott has moved to ban vaccine mandates in the state of Texas. The nation's leading infectious disease doctor, speaking on Fox News Sunday, said the Republican governor's decision to block businesses from requiring inoculations would damage public health since vaccines are the most effective means to stop the spread of COVID-19. Fauci was largely encouraged by the downward trend of coronavirus hospitalizations and deaths across the nation and suggested that vaccinated individuals could have a normal holiday season with others who have received the shot. But he said that those who have not been vaccinated should continue to avoid gatherings and should wear a mask. In more national news, in quiet debut, Alzheimer's drug finds questions and skepticism. The first new Alzheimer's drug in more than 20 years was hailed as a breakthrough when regulators approved it more than 4 months ago, but its rollout has been slowed by questions about its price and how well it works. Several major medical centers remain undecided on whether to use the drug, which is recommended for early stages of the disease. Big names like the Cleveland Clinic and Mass General Brigham in Boston say they'll pass on it for now. And finally, in entertainment news, Halloween Kills carves out $50 million at the box office. Halloween Kills may be available to watch at home, but the latest installment in the Michael Myers saga is making a killing at the North American box office in its first weekend in theaters. The David Gordon Green directed horror film scared up $50 million from 3,705 locations, according to studio estimates on Sunday. The James Bond film No Time to Die slid into second place in its second weekend in North America with $24 million, which is down only 56% from last weekend and brings its total to $99.5 million. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. Here's our time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, take it away.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. You are one with the natural world. At your moment of birth, you are perfectly attuned to nature. As time passes, you discover the sights, smells, and sounds of the materialistic synthetic world. These dazzle you and dim the memory of your naturalness. Become aware to bring your naturalness back to the forefront of your mind. As you go outside to connect with nature, breathing in fresh air, walking in the woods, or simply being at peace in nature through a nature meditation, your level of wellness skyrockets. I know you understand your body is not composed of plastics or other man-made chemicals. As you consume fresh food, exercise correctly, and breathe in fresh air, you will stay healthy. Of course, all bodies are different, and when you do not eat enough healthy food, some herbs or vitamins may be necessary. Today, rediscover the world of nature as you go about and enjoy the day.
Recording artist Jones Monroe is featured in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Recording artist Jones Monroe joined me recently on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about her musical journey and her new single, Black. Here's a bit of our conversation. But what has it been like for you, Jones, to be able to do what you love and then to be able to share that with all of us?
Oh, wow. That's just been, to say the least, emotionally healing. You know, I think 2021 and the whole pandemic thing and just all of the current events that have been going on have been so hard on us. And I think all of us have needed outlets for that. So to be able to create music through the pandemic and use a situation that necessarily wasn't a good one, but turn it into a good one has just been such a blessing and emotionally healing.
When did you realize that music was your outlet to be able to share your voice with the world?
Oh, wow. I've been singing since I was around 5 or 6, and I grew up singing classical music and opera music. I'm from Charles, Texas, and my grandmother really believed in the arts, and so she put me in classical piano and piano lessons and voice. And so I've always done music. I'm also an entrepreneur. I own an artist development company, so I've always used my voice in the arts. But it's crazy whenever the George Floyd situation happened. It created this spark in me, what I like to call an artist spark. And I had these messages of songs that they just had to get out. Like I've been fortunate enough to work with, you know, top pop artists in this industry and country and rap. And, you know, you have the normal sessions where you go in, you write, you create. But every now and then there are those songs that just come out of you and pour out of you. And so whenever that happened, I realized that whenever the songs started pouring out of me because of the George Floyd situation, I realized that I had to get this project out.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll have the guests on tomorrow with more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make it a great one.